Hey everyone, this is Flammy, and welcome back. So today we're going to be doing something special. I haven't done one of these in a long time. This is going to be another base build video. So I promised last weekend that I was going to go for trophies on my Derpy account here, and we're going to go start that right now. So we have got 1278 trophies. We need to first redesign our base to actually focus on protecting our town hall and focus on getting trophies. So right now, we have a pretty good farming base. However, it's outdated for two reasons. One, we're going to be going for trophies, and two, there was the update that came out, which totally reworked how the wall breakers work, as you might have seen in my last video. And, well, some of these walls are not going to be very effective in the new base. So, let's go ahead and get started with this base build video. So, I will say, there's not going to be much gameplay in this. However, I'll be attacking a little bit, like when my army's trained up, but for the rest of the time it's going to be a lot of talking, a lot of dragging around walls, although dragging around walls is much easier now that we've got the entire select row option, which I very much appreciate, so I'm glad that got added in. Alright, so yes, we're going to be attacking. Let's go queue up our army so we can attack a couple times during this video. Okay, so we have got these units here currently. I have it upped it to 6 wall breakers, just because I want to have a couple more in case I screw up, or in case they don't do exactly what I want them to do, or just so we can play around with them and learn more. But we're going to stick with that. Let's do 16 giants. Yeah, that seems pretty good. You'll notice I still have my dark barracks. It is completed on Derpy here, so maybe we can take advantage of that very soon in the near future. Okay, so that's 16 giants right there, and we still have this healer queued up, so I'll queue up another one behind it, and let's go on the attack and try to go get some resources. So we've got over 1 million for both gold and elixir, which is a pretty nice amount. Pretty happy with that. However, to actually spend either of them, we're going to need more of both, which is sort of depressing. So for gold, we're going to need 1.5 million to get the Tesla up, which is my next project. Maybe we'll be able to get that today during this base build video, depending on how many attacks we do. And for the elixir, I'm not sure exactly how much I need, but there's a couple unit upgrades I can do. But I think it requires at least 100,000 more. But gold's going to be our focus. Elixir I'm going to sort of always consider secondary. In addition to the Tesla, there are walls that I can do as well. Now, I also want to apologize because my voice is sore still, and I'm not sure how sort of scratchy is going to come through, but I'm going to edit out a bunch of myself coughing and clearing my throat because still a bit sick. This base will be very easy to attack. They've just got terribly upgraded defenses, but you know what? Just the units, or the defenses, are so poorly leveled. It's really... So it makes me want to consider like going after just the collectors. You know what, let's do it. Like, even this one gold mine will sort of be worth it. It's not going to be totally worth it in terms of the trophies. However, I don't really care about that because we're not really going for them quite yet. I'd rather just get some good resources going right now. Yeah. So, let's just... Ooh, that's within range. Clever wizard tower. Can we go for this one? Yes. I want to go for this one with the blue stripe here, because it's going to be sort of high level by comparison. Is it worth it getting in there? I mean, it's going to be a couple thousand gold, so I'll say yes, it is. Boom. Couple of those guys, and a couple of these guys. And that should clean out the gold pretty nicely. So I put down the barbarians first to get the wizard tower's attention. And then I followed up with the goblins to actually steal the resources. So as you see, looks like we just managed to barely kill that mine. By the time this other mine finishes up, that's only going to leave this level 1 mine here. Maybe it's level 2, I'm not really sure. I think it's 1 though. Yeah, so 550 gold left. So with only a few units deployed, we are able to steal a pretty good chunk of change. We could attack more for this like 56,000 elixir, but you know what? I'm okay missing out on that. So 44,000 gold. Good. Why am I okay with missing out on the elixir? Well, we don't need that much before we can start a project. So actually, I'll check that. And I think we'll end up attacking right away, again, just because we didn't actually deploy much of our guys. So what are our projects here? So 1.35 million for both wizards and balloons, and 1.8 million for raid spell, and 10,000 elixir for the minion upgrade. Interesting. Well, 1.35 million. I mean, we're 200,000 short of that, so it's not super close, it's not super far. It'd be nice to get that today, though. Okay, let's check this army, and we're 199 out of 200, so let's go ahead and search. Because those giants will not finish up in time. So we're going to have extra giants this time. 23 giants is going to make our defenses, or our attack, much more powerful in terms of taking out defenses. Hot damn, that's a good base right there. Where's the air defense? I don't even see an air defense. Okay, it's way out there. Okay, this is an amazing base. I'm really lucky to have found this. 180,000. This base I expect to have no trouble with whatsoever. Let's, we're going to attack into the Archer Tower here. First, we're going to check for Clan Castle, guys. And there are none. Take out that. We're just going to deploy all of our giants going right in here. And I will go ahead and deploy the healer immediately after, because the air defense is down here. Don't have to worry about it taking out the healer. Alright, these giants should one-hit pretty much everything. Let's see. Healer might die to this Archer Tower on the top here. I really don't care. I mean, this many giants, we're not going to have any problems getting through this. If they're clever, they'd have some traps right there, and yes, indeed they do. So good job with that. So that took out 9 giants, I believe. But you know what? With 23, that still leaves a good chunk of them left to get killing the rest of the defenses. Moving towards the wizard towers in the center, as well as this archer tower. I'm going to put down some guys out here just to help out. Probably, like, it's sort of unnecessary. Yeah, the giants broke through it anyways. Like I predicted, the archer tower took out the healer. That's fine, that's fine. As long as these giants survive to clean up everything, which they will, I'm fine with however many dying. It doesn't really matter how many are alive at the end, so as long as we have enough to collect the resources, which should not be a problem at all. Alright, so 2 defenses left. Sure, I guess I'll deploy a couple more barbarians here to help out here. 1 wall breaker coming in. I was hoping that I couldn't remember if my wall breakers were going to one-hit the gold wall. I thought they would, so I put that down to weaken the walls. Fortunately, the weak walls mean the barbarians will come through here next, which is good. Take out the cannon. Alright, 1 minute, 8 seconds. Am I concerned about not getting all this gold? Not really. I think our units as is will do just fine, so I'm not going to bother deploying goblins. If I was worried about it, I could easily just drop 5 or 10 goblins, and they just make sure to get everything. But as is, you can see both storages are now down with 45 seconds left, and only 2 buildings left, and the last one. And that makes that a very successful raid. Alright, so pretty good, pretty good. Didn't have to deploy everything in terms of infantry. Did have to deploy all of those giants and healers, though, so we do have a full nearly 20 minutes until we are ready to go once again. Alright, so 2 wall breakers, I think, is needed, because I spent 1 on the previous attack and 1 on that attack. As well as, well, we're going to queue up stuff first, so let's go up to 20 goblins. You know, I'm going to go down to 15 goblins. I was at 15 for this last time, but in the past I've done 20. I think I'm going to go a little higher, though. And then let's queue up everything else. And then we can promptly forget about the fact that all this is training. How many barbarians do I need? I'm going to assume 20-ish. Damn zoom. 21. Let's check the other units while we're at it. Wall breakers. Okay, good. And then just fill the rest with archers. Oops, not there. Not that barracks. Let's do this barracks. Okay, good. And do we have a healer that's already done? So we do have a healer that's already done, so it actually won't be that long until we can attack again, is what I was thinking. Alright, so let me even out the time. So 9 minutes left on that one, 9 minutes 15. So I'll make this one be 9 minutes 15 as well. 9:22, close enough. And then this, a little high. 9:08, perfect. Alright, because we've got some dark elixir, 136 of it, I'm going to go ahead and queue up a couple of these guys, just for funsies. How many do I want? You know, I think 5 is going to be good. That's 10 supply, and it's going to give us some flexibility to deal with some stuff. Alright, so, is that good? Yeah, I think that's good. Let's go ahead and queue up the next healer, and then let's start talking about our base redesign. First, though, we've got some tombstones to get rid of. Notice the tombstones up and down over here? Well, we have got something special here actually in the middle. You might have noticed it. There is indeed a Dark Elixir tombstone right there in the center. So I haven't actually collected any of these that I've noticed, so I'm not sure how many they'll give. I'm going to assume it's going to be really low, like so maybe only 1 Dark Elixir. However, maybe it'll give more. So we are at 106 right now, and I'm going to click on them. Yes, indeed. So there's a little white 1 right there. So we're now at 107. And yes, so that's sort of disappointing that they only give 1. Although, perhaps they scale it to the amount that it is, because as you can see right here, right where this circle is, there's a minion. That minion was clearly what dropped that Dark Elixir Tombstone, so perhaps higher level units will give more, considering there's a pretty big range. So, minions, as you saw, they take 6 Elixir. By comparison, the Valkyries at level 1 take 100. So, perhaps the Valkyries will give, like 20x as much, sort of like to reflect their cost, which would be really cool if they did. I have no idea if that's true. I hope it is, though. Okay, so defenses and reorganization. First things first, let's get rid of these army camps. I'm gonna put them all in the corners because we don't need them really together. Ooh, get rid of that trunk up here. We do have 2 free workers. One I will send off after upgrading a Tesla if we can. So this Tesla right here is level 3, and as you can see this is maxed out, so I can't upgrade that again. This Tesla, however, is only level 2, so once we hit 1.5 million gold, we should be able to upgrade that. Alright, so just move them out of the way. Let's put all the defenses over here together, just because we're going to need them. The only other defense that we can upgrade is the air defenses. Everything else is maxed out. So these cannons, these arch towers are all maxed out. So if I was planning on just proceeding normally, like just trying to get to a higher level and max out all my stuff, now would be a good time to upgrade my town hall. But because my town hall, because I want to go for trophies first, I'm going to intentionally delay my town hall and sort of work on walls and stuff in the meantime. Isn't optimal, but it's a good plan if you're trying to see how high in trophies you can get. Because being a lowered level town hall but maxed out is the best situation you can be in when going for trophies. Stupid drag. I'm glad the walls got their new movement thing. However, that's going to be very helpful. You know, now that I think about it, I did this last time. I should totally do it again. So we've got 5 minutes left, and I'm totally going to forget whenever this happens. So I'm going to go up onto my other phone and say, add timer 5 minutes. And then Siri says,
okay, 5 minutes and counting.
Perfect, thank you, Siri. And we can go throw that off to the side, and I can ignore these barracks and don't have to think about the fact that we're currently training stuff. I don't have to remember. Perfect. Yeah, so first part of any base build, as always, I just like to drag everything out of the way and start fresh. I do little modifications all the time. I don't like drag everything out for them as well. I just only when I'm doing a complete base build, like right now. So Town Hall, we're going to be placing this first once we are cleaned out of everything else. But you know what? We got to get everything out here first. Like I said, let's put all the defenses still over here. Sort of getting harder. Actually, you know what? We'll put the rest of them on the other side because they're closer. Yeah, so I've got a couple things to talk about. So, this last week, I have actually gone my longest without ever uploading videos, and I'm sorry for that. And I don't like to do it either. But midterms came around for my school. I'm on the semester system, which means classes either have 1 or 2 midterms typically. Sometimes if they're particularly annoying, they'll have even more. By comparison, if you're not aware, quarter schools, that is, those which have 3 normal sections during the winter, where you have like breaks in between them and stuff. They typically only have one midterm because the quarters are a lot shorter. Semesters, you have like 13 weeks of classes, though, typically. And that means you've got enough time that teachers typically are going to be giving multiple midterms. Dragging stuff out. That trunk is now gone. So yes, midterms. Why was I so busy? So I only actually had 2 midterms. I'm taking 5 classes right now. And that is a full load. Full-time students typically take 4 or 5 classes at my school. And I only had 2 midterms, but at the same time, I also had an essay research project due on Monday of this last week. And that was awful. That was just like, I don't know how many pages I've read for it, but it was like a ton of research. And then on top of that, it was a huge paper. So it was probably like at least 8 pages written, and then a bunch of like hands-on research that I had to do first. So like by hands-on research, I mean like interviewing people, doing surveys, sort of stuff, conducting sort of psychological experiments because it was a psych class. Let me just keep dragging these guys out while we're talking. What else did I have? So I think I had something else. Oh yeah, oh my god. Tuesday I had a computer science project that was due. I'm in a computer science class right now. We're doing C++, if you are familiar with computer science languages. It was our first project of the semester. We've had like sort of assignments up until now, where we're just writing little short functions, but this was our first project. So it was a ticketing system where we wrote a program which could take reservations for ticketing to sell tickets for like a sort of auditorium or concert hall. So everyone had a bunch of everyone in the class had a bunch of guidelines that we had to follow to write up this project. Had to do things like print out what tickets were already sold. When you bought a ticket, tell you how much it cost. It would give them a discount if like you were buying 10 tickets and we had to split you up onto 2 rows. We were supposed to give you a discount. That sort of stuff, basically to sort of make it more optimized and stuff. Basically, big old project. Ooh, we don't have Clan Castle guys, so I'm going to go ahead and request them. Always good to keep that topped off. Always, always good. Looks like our army is nearing completion. Yay, troops. We do have... I'm going to leave these walls here until we center our... town hall. Thank you guys for the archers. Ooh, level 5 ones. I like level 5s. I've only got level 4s because I am at Town Hall 7. Let's go ahead and center this Town Hall in the center. So, I don't know exactly, like, this is approximately center, but it could be like one direction in either way, so I'm going to count the sides. I did this in an old one, an old video, but if you missed it, here's going to be a refresher. So, I use buildings to figure out, I use them as sort of like measuring sticks. So just space 3x3 buildings out here. So there's 5 of them, and then we'll do 5 of them over here as well. And make sure you're actually using 3x3s. There we go. Oop, timer's going off. Let's go on the attack. And we'll just pause here for a second. And you know what? I'm going to start this attack in the next video. So, guys, I'm going to be splitting it up into multiple parts just because I can't render them if they get way, way, way too long in one go. So, you know what, guys? I will see you in the next part for this attack and continuing to build this base. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much for watching.